Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday. It is a blue day. It is
It's Hawaiian Day.
Hawaiian Day.
No, it's not Hawaiian Day?
I mean, it's lucky you didn't pick up a penny day.
Yeah.
I can wear this in Hawaii.
Well, you won't look great in Mr. Nessie, that's for sure.
This coming from Mr. Fashion.
Oh, yes, hello. Anyway, it is the 23rd of May. It is a blue day, as I said.
Yes.
And I am here with the one, the only, the decent ravioli, Adrian. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great this morning. I'm doing great this morning.
Oh, that's good, that's good. And I am also here with the one, the only, the okay ravioli, Mr. Nessie. How you doing?
I am doing well. I can't hear myself, but I imagine you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
We can hear you, Mr. Nessie.
And that's honestly terrifying. Okay, but seriously, let's get things started with the weather report, baby.
We'll make it sweet. We'll make it short. Now here for you is the weather report.
Buenos dias, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently at 61 degrees, but do not worry. Do not fret. We'll be at a high of 78 degrees, but it will mostly be cloudy.
Yay, clouds.
They're not bad. I mean, there's cumulus and what other clouds out there? I don't know.
Stratus nimbus.
Stratus nimbus.
I don't know.
Anyway.
I think that's a cloud, though. Yeah. Anyways, take it away, Julian.
What do you mean? Hey, you're supposed to do you're supposed to start with the announcements.
Oh, yes, announcements, everybody. Okay. So, we're light on announcements, so we're just gonna give you the club meetings and where they're meeting. So, Monday, which is today, choir club. The room is A126. For Tuesday, choir club again. Fashion design club. Garden club. National Honor Society club, which is for Tuesday. And Zebra Podcast Network, also known as Drive Time. And what the heck is this? FBLA. I don't know what is that?
Wait, what are you trying to say?
This one right here.
Okay.
This one right there. You see?
That's the Future Business Leaders of America Club.
Oh.
Right. And the class of 2025.
Thanks for doing all of those, Adrian. All right. There's no sports
Wow.
today.
Thanks, Adrian.
Yeah.
That's definitely sharing.
Look, I'm
I know, we're all tired.
Yeah.
We're all tired, buddy.
I'm not tired. All right. There are no sports, so we will certainly look to bring you some sports updates going forward. But today is Maestro Monday, and we had a great conversation with our JROTC instructor, Major Woody, and we're going to bring you that conversation right now. All right, and joining us now on the Zebra Morning Show, we have our JROTC lead educator, the man, the myth, the legend, Major Woody.
Oh, my.
Well, how you doing, sir?
I'm fine, sir. You saluted me?
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Yes.
All right.
What inspired you to become a teacher in the first place?
My visit to when I was a ROTC instructor at Hofstra University, I went to a relatively tough school in New York, and that day changed my perspective about junior ROTC. We had a great inspection of students. I got a chance to interact with some students in the high school. But after the day was over, there was a fight. And I was really kind of disappointed in the response from the teachers, administrators, and security about the fight for some students that day. And as it turns out, that interaction with those students that day, because I got my soldiers who were with me from Hofstra University to take a little action to stop that fight from escalating. But that led to my interaction with the principal, the vice principal, and they called me later and asked me would I take a job there. And I had been contemplating retirement, and the rest is history. Yeah.
Major, for those that are not familiar, what is junior ROTC as a class for students?
The Army says the junior ROTC is a citizenship building program. It's preparing young people to be better as participants in society, in their communities, doing better in relation to volunteerism activities, in learning to be better with others. That's it. Too often, we are confused as a recruiting program for the military. We're not that, although we have a good relationship with the military. All the recruiters, Army in particular, come to talk to us about those students that would be interested in joining the military. But that's not my first kind of persuasive discussion to them. I would love for them to go to college and pursue what they want first. We're at the time in the school year where students are making those kinds of decisions. And I have become so familiar with the New Brunswick population. I have so many students now who in January said, no way I'm joining the military. Well, in May, they're thinking strongly about joining the military. By July, some of them will be taking the test.
Wow.
It's a relationship in terms of reality about those jobs that are available. And then when they go to those jobs, they discover, minimum wage, lack of benefits, all those things that impact and it's that time of the year.
So I was just wondering if you can tell us your experience within the military, if you feel comfortable telling us, of course.
My experience with the military?
Yes.
Well, I am different in relation to this. I was enlisted. I started out as an enlisted soldier.
Okay.
And then some smart officers and NCOs I know asked me, would I consider becoming an officer? And my first impulse was no way. I mean, you have to be in the military to kind of understand there's an enlisted, that's not what they want to do. Eventually, though, I had a really good first sergeant, Medal of Honor winner, really great soldier, one of the best soldiers I ever met. He told me, you will become an officer. I went and took a test called the Officer Candidate Test. I qualified, and then I set into motion me making a transition from enlisted to officer. Okay, so, and I've been in this uniform. I would never have guessed I have been in this uniform most of my adult life.
Wow.
Now, prior to considering a career in the military and then, not what you do here as a teacher, take us back to young teenager Major Woody. Well, you wouldn't have been a major then. So young Mr. Woody, where did you see yourself going in life before that?
Listen, that was a confusing time as I go back and talk. I'm in a fraternity. We talk about that all the time. Once a month, we talk about the confusion about what we were going to do. So I thought that I might become a police officer. I thought I kind of liked teaching, but I didn't really know whether I would really consider teaching as a profession. But I was led down there, and if you saw me in college or even in high school, you'd say, no way this guy would be able to talk in public to a bunch of students. But
that answers, I guess, maybe my next question is, what kind of student were you?
I'm embarrassed to say this. I tell my grandchildren that I was not a great student. I thought I always had the ability. I had other interests. I spent, too many hours playing basketball, doing other things rather than studying. I didn't really discover the willingness to study long until I went to college. My college, I took a class over the summer, and I was surprised at how well I did, but I discovered I had to do some growth. I had to learn study habits, all those things that build success in college. I hope that answers your question.
It does. It does.
So my next question for you, Mr. Woody, is what do you like to do outside of your career? Like at home or, wherever.
Like hobbies.
Let me see. I love to read. It's my passion. I read 3 or 4 books at a time. I love sports. So even today, I stay up late watching now the basketball playoffs. I have grandchildren that I love to get their videos or go see them play. And because of my wife, I love repairing things and gardening.
You too?
All those things that I'm not, they're not my first line of I like, but I do those things a lot.
So what's your type of what type of books do you enjoy reading, sir?
History. I just love. I'm reading something called The Philadelphia Negro. I'm reading a book called The Real History of the United States. Let me see. I have a book about Barack Obama. All those books have interest to me.
Are you a pick up the physical book or do you do the Kindle? You like the electronic? Well, what's your flavor?
I like the physical book.
Yeah. Yes.
I like to sit down and
Are you a take
read.
notes in the margins guy too?
Sometimes.
Okay.
It depends on what the real history of the United States I find that's fascinating. Is a former West Point instructor, and he talks about parts of American history that make me think as I hear things today about things we don't
Really talk about.
talk about. For instance, I just read a lot about the Mexican-American War
Ooh.
and how that was a war that didn't have to happen, and one of the largest land acquisition America has encountered. That growth, California, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, all that was acquired through a war with Mexico. So,
Under James K. Polk.
and we did not, I don't remember talking about that. My American histories always sounded George Washington, never told a lie, all that. And it was kind of,
Lincoln freed the slaves. Life was good.
yes,
Yeah.
none of these things that make you think, why'd we do that?
Like I'm thankful now that we're now learning more history. Like we're going further in depth about what really happened.
I'm absolutely happy about that. I do know this. I'm not certain. I talked today in my classes about America's role and history in the world. And I'm not certain that as a soldier, I needed to know too much about America. As a soldier, I did what I was told to do. And I did not want to be, and I really am happy to know that when I got orders to do things, that it was really, was it legal? Aside from that, America's role in places wasn't inconsequential to me. Do you understand? I mean, and I'm guessing soldiers in every country would tell you that's what they do.
As a non-military person, that's my perception of
Yes.
what it is. My last question, Major, is based on having a career in the military and, being a veteran educator and a veteran at life. Where have you traveled in the world? What are some of the places far off and places you've been to?
Europe, all over Europe.
Ooh.
I really enjoyed Europe. I just think that as I see Europe changing, now I see, with this business about Ukraine, Eastern Europe, it was a time during my time in the military, we had very big restrictions on where we could go because that was during the
Cold War.
Cold War,
the
USSR.
Cold War.
Yes.
yeah.
But I loved Germany, France, Austria, Spain, England. All those just, I would, if you have a chance to go, it's an entirely good education because, as you know from your history, what you study here, that's where your history is. I mean, everything else is an outgrowth of civilization as it thrived or fell there in Europe. So seeing castles, I mean, going to castles, learning about this history in the 4th century, 5th century, all this kind of thing. It was really kind of an education.
And actually, my follow-up will be my true last question, and then Adrian and Julian can finish it up. So based on where you've been, is there any place that you'd like to go that you haven't been yet?
Because I hear so much about Eastern Europe and its restrictions then, I would love I think I would like to go to the area that Romania, Poland, we have American troops in Poland now. We didn't have them when, and I've heard, it's kind of fascinating. Same thing with castles, big history, and along with those visits to different places in Europe, it comes with a lot of history. So it always was education for me.
Nice. All right. Go ahead, boys.
What type of guidance do you give your students?
I try to guide them and help them make decisions that I think are consequential to them in life. See that all the time. Unfortunately, particularly this year, because I don't know that we've had 2 former cadets who've died from drug overdoses, fentanyl, laced drugs. And I tell them about making decisions that have long-term consequences. And because I've been here forever, you guys might know I've been here a while, I know too many stories that have ended badly. So I try to warn them. But at the same time, I'm always encouraging and trying to get them to do the best that they can. The Army had to be all you can be. I absolutely believe. And I don't know that high school was the place of discovery. I know it wasn't for me. I thought after high school was where I really started to consider maybe you can do this, maybe you can do more. And I see that person walking down the hallway all the time, me, and saying, man, there's something more than just going home to the boys' club, picking up a basketball, learn to be a good student, want more. And that's my message to them.
All right, Julian.
And you stole my question.
What?
That's
Like,
okay.
the question would have just been, what advice you would give to students, or just generally anyone, really. But yeah, thanks a lot, Adrian.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Here's
Don't
what I
worry
would
about
tell them. Don't be afraid to fail. And I think that that's a disease. The idea that they might fail if they try something, anything, it's paralyzing. You see that all the time, and tell them that if you try to do something, anything, basketball, soccer, if you sports or anything, you have to be willing for you to fall down a few times before you walk, right? So I tell them crawl, walk, run, but try first. Don't be afraid to try.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Well,
Very beautiful.
Major Woody, thank you so much for a good conversation here on the Zebra Morning Show. We really appreciate it.
thank you. Thank you for your time. I enjoyed this.
Thank you again to Major Woody for coming in and doing that sit down with us earlier last week. Next week for Maestro Monday, we are hoping to play for you a conversation that we're going to have with Mr. Allen, Coach Allen of the basketball team. So that'll be exciting. Did you guys enjoy that Major Woody conversation?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I found it very intriguing.
Yes, very, very intriguing indeed.
And very thought-provoking. When you
Yes. Now, here's a new feature that we're going to introduce here on the morning show from now through the end of the year. And we want to give some shout outs to the class of 2022, your seniors, and we want to share with you their college acceptances. So today we are going to share a bunch, and look forward to that at the end of each and every episode from now through the end of the year. And if you're a senior listening to this and you haven't let your guidance counselor know where you're going to be going to school or what your plans are after graduation, please reach out to your counselor to let them know, because then that'll make its way to us. So here we go. Shout out to Wandies Aquino, who will be attending Rutgers University. Shout out Rossi Rivera, looking forward to attending Middlesex County College. Keisha Marte, not quite sure, but certainly is looking forward to graduating. Hillary Reyes plans on attending Kane University. Angeline Urena plans on going to Middlesex County College at this point, but has also been accepted to Kane, Ryder, William Patterson, New Jersey City University. Sinai Burgess plans on attending Columbia College in Chicago. Karen Diaz Robles plans on attending Middlesex County College. Joseph Calderon is looking forward to attending Lincoln Tech. And Kevin Acosta is currently planning to attend Middlesex County College. Congratulations to all of you, and we look forward to letting you know what the seniors are doing again through the rest of the year. All right, boys, That's it for the Monday show. Take us home.
You got it, sir.
All right. Thank you for listening to the Zebra Morning Show. Be sure to visit our website, zebrapodcastnetwork.com.
And follow us on social media. We're at Zebra Podcast Net on Twitter and Instagram.
If you can't listen live, make sure you follow us on Spotify. Visit zebrapodcastnetwork.com/Spotify. Also,
You know it.
make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the like button, all that good stuff. Have a great day, Zebras.
See you later, ladies. Bye-bye.
See ya.